Welcome to the AA Sports Podcast, minor league feel with major league discussion. Here are your hosts, Alan and Alan.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the AA Sports Podcast. We are your hosts, Alan and Alan. This is episode 26 and days away from regular season baseball.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. It's right around the corner, man.
I know. Thursday.
Yeah. So what you been up to?
Really just working, doing stuff around the house, getting stuff ready, baby shower, kind of getting those stuff figured out.
Yeah, man.
Coming quick. Speaking of coming quick, is this MLB season, but first, which we all, I guess, thought about it was going to happen.
Oh, regarding the Blue Jays?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems like the Blue Jays are not going to be able to play in Canada this year.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. I was surprised they actually got to do summer camp there because everyone thought it was going to be Buffalo until they got clearance to travel, and then they got let in. I'm like, okay.
Right. I figured they should have sorted this out before they started summer camp back up. They should have had some talks and at least understood what was going to happen, because if the season was going to start back up, you should have had something in mind right now.
Yeah, I think what it was is their government. Apparently the city, the local government, it was just the overall federal government denied it.
Okay.
Because everyone was clear, good to go. But I think because of the uptick in the U.S. with the coronavirus, they're like, yeah, we don't want you traveling in and out of our country. So, but pretty much less than 1 week before the MLB season, they got announced that they're not playing home games.
Yeah, right. Exactly. How do you even get settled in a situation like that? As a player, as a coach, as the whole organization, you're like, look, what are we doing? Like, where are we going? That's not good. That's not easing any tension before the season starts at all.
No, it's now it's like that. What if who was it? It was one of the players said, like, right now we're packing because they had to get ready. I think it's tomorrow or today. They have an exhibition game in Boston, so they're like, we have to pack 2 bags, a home bag and a away bag, because we don't know where home is going to be.
Exactly, and regardless of where home is going to be, the Blue Jays are not playing a home game this season. It's going to be a 60-game road season.
Yeah, so speaking of where they're going to play, they do have some luck. They don't have a home game until the next weekend.
Yeah, and so what I've heard that the Pirates are a really likely spot for them to end up at PNC Park.
Yeah, so first they were everyone thought, like, okay, well, they'll just go to Buffalo, their AAA facility.
Which could still happen.
It could, but then you're talking about really quick of the workout rooms, the batting cages need to be repaired. Bullpen phones need to be installed. And really their bullpen is down the foul lines right now.
Right.
So you got a lot of work. So then it's like now they're looking at 5 clubs, but now they're talking about there's possibly the real 2 is, like you said, it's Pittsburgh, and then Baltimore is the other club they're hearing.
Yeah, that would be cool. And I know that the Pirates manager, Derek Shelton, said that he had no problem with this because obviously their home games would be when the Pirates are away. And they think they're just trying to do what's good for baseball and find these guys at home so we can get the season started.
Yeah, and then apparently the Pirates are all for it because also they can get some international money, Canada with the team.
Exactly.
But between the 2 parks, I think it could work if both parks could be their home games. There's like few times where it would like kind of enter their schedule. Like the first one could be when technically their home game is supposed to be against the Nationals on the 27th, 28th. They could just play in Washington and just be the home team for that week until they figure this out.
Right, so it's going to be a tough road for the Blue Jays. I feel bad for them right now because that's not a good way to go, especially, like you said, you're basically playing all away games, and if you have to stay in Washington, even though it's supposed to be a home game, it's not.
Yeah, so between the both clubs, there's only 5 home game dates that are common with the Orioles, and 5 with the Orioles, and then 7 with the Pirates. So they can kind of make it work between the 2 if they got to be both their homes for this year. So it's interesting. We'll have to definitely keep an eye on it and see, because now it just makes them more of a disadvantage, I feel like.
I do too. But with that being said, I still think the Blue Jays can be successful this year. But like Alan said, that is a huge disadvantage for any team.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was coming in and out of the country. Like, technically, are you supposed to quarantine for 14 days? And they'll probably only allowed to be in that hotel like they have been for summer camp.
Yeah.
So the government is just, I think it was more a headache than it actually probably would help the team.
Well, plus with the numbers in the U.S., the COVID always rising, they're probably thinking, we're not letting you guys in here.
Definitely not. So we'll see. We'll keep a close eye on what they do next. So next thing was kind of cool. I saw and we're talking about is it's interesting.
It is.
With MLB is going to allow the fans to use the app to influence crowd noise during home games this season.
Right. And I thought this was cool at first too, until I found out the catch. So they're not going to allow people to boo. If everybody is hitting like the negative button or whatever the case may be where they want to boo, they're just going to lower the crowd noise in general. They're not going to have any boos. I don't like that. I would like boo, but I get it. It's a home team app, right?
Yeah. Fans can choose the game from team to root for. Fans get to watch the game live, cheer, clap, or boo virtually in the app as it says, but we'll see if it actually happens.
Well, from what I read, they're just going to lower the crowd noise if they boo. They're not going to let them go boo. Because you know what would happen? Every single Astros games would just be boos.
Most likely, yeah. So it's interesting. We heard, they have to do the crowd noise.
It's fun for participation. Yeah. This will get people to watch the game so they can influence and see what happens. Yeah. I don't know if it'll take off, but for now, I think it's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, so pretty much essentially those who log into the app choose which team they're rooting for, either cheer or boo accordingly. The app will keep tabs on the percentage of fans who are cheering for each team, and they will react and they'll relay to the staff inside the stadium, impact the fake noise crowd.
Yeah, and also it's supposed to have some kind of way where you can see the percentage of people what they're hitting. Yeah. So I'm not sure. Do you know what the options are? Like cheering or I don't know if I've heard that.
The screenshot that I put up here is like it just says fan reaction emojis real time.
Okay.
Fan attendance percentage and then fans reaction options. I guess there's a boo, cheer, and clap button.
So basically, then I guess if you hit boo, cheer, clap, they're going to show what percentage of fans hit that.
Yeah, there's like a little arrow like who's more into the app like during the game, I guess.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely check this out and see if we like it.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is going live come Thursday with the MLB game with the Yankees Nationals. I'll definitely have to click on it and see.
So what do you think the impact is of this? Is it going to have any impact at all in the game? And can people randomly hit a noise? Like say we're in a boring like pitcher's duel, right? Let's say that the count's like, I don't know, 2-2. There's nobody on. There's like nothing going on. So he's basically just thrown in there. Nothing crazy, no big scenario. But then all of a sudden, everybody starts cheering. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
it's gonna be interesting how they play with this app and how the fans take it and everything.
All right. Well, next thing we got to talk about is the MLB contacted teams about rule violations. As in high fives, fist bumps, contact. So what do you think about this?
We know there's a rule. There's really much contacting. I liked what the Cleveland Indians did.
Yeah.
With the ankle tap as they walked on the field. Like they couldn't, they high five. They kind of just tap their ankle, their shoes. So they're figuring ways out. Teams will do more. But apparently MLB sent kind of like a report of a warning because they're definitely going to enforce this, but there's no rule exactly what's going to happen if you don't follow this.
Yeah, so what I understand is that this is not an optional rule. This is something they're enforcing, and they've already contacted teams during the preseason about it while it's happening. So I just don't, like you said, I don't know what they're going to do if in this situation, but they're definitely taking it serious. They don't want anybody contacting anybody. No high fives, nothing like that.
Apparently in Section 4, 0.2.1 of the operating manual this year says all Tier 1, Tier 2 individuals must avoid all physical interactions such as high fives, fist bumps, and hugs while at club facilities.
Right.
So I don't really probably thought it was on field. Maybe they're talking about like during, like people saw around, like not on the field. Who knows?
Right. But my thing is like, you said they don't have any specific penalties. Yeah. Well, if you're going to start enforcing this, then they need to know what's going to be the penalty. Obviously, it can't be something outrageous, but at the same time, they do want everybody to be safe. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like we said, it's a weird time. Like, what are we doing with this? And
are any other leagues going to take this into account when they get back when they start back up?
Yeah.
Are we going to get high fives in NBA? I know everybody in NBA in the bubble right now. Nobody's gotten COVID, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, the first test came with 0. Yeah.
But then I saw like 59 NFL players got or
first
or
round
something
testing.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly.
And the NFL is going to be the biggest one because they're contact. And
exactly. You can't
NBA
get around
is kind of close, but and then football, you are pounding each other. Well, they're not going to have no preseason this year.
Which is crazy.
I thought 2 would have been fine. Like, you got to get ramped up. But now the first couple of weeks are going to be...
We're going to see injuries galore. Man. And not only that, like Alan said, it's a contact sport. You're going to get sweat on yourself. You're going to get spit in your mouth or your face. You know what I'm saying? Even a quarterback's going to lick his hand and touch the ball and throw it to you.
Yeah, so if baseball is doing it where pitchers can have a wet cloth or something.
Okay.
Is football going to do the same thing now with quarterbacks?
But I don't know if it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Water is not the same as your saliva because you're going to get a little bit of a stickiness to it, which is what they're doing. They want to grip the ball. They don't want it wet.
Yeah, so now baseball figured out now NFL's got to do it because, training camp, I think, is technically they're supposed to start reporting today or next Tuesday, one of them that.
Well, I know this is a baseball show, but I just want to say that I know that the Hard Knocks this year is following 2 teams, I believe.
Yeah, both LA teams.
Well, I wonder how that's going to work, though. Like you said, training camp and no preseason games. How are you going to cut people?
You're going to think they're probably not cutting no teams till probably days before the season because you're going to need that many players to do scrimmages.
Right, and even when you do cut these people, you're going to have to keep them on call because you never know who's going to be out.
Yeah, and then
is there going to be a practice squad?
And then someone with in our fantasy league had a good point. What happens if people get COVID for fantasy?
Exactly.
It's wow. This is definitely getting interesting with football and everything. It's what is going on? But with baseball, it's we are slowly getting no tests. This stuff with Scary Freddie Freeman.
Right.
How he described his 104 temperature.
He
Please
was
don't
praying
take,
praying
don't
to
take
God.
me. It's wow. He was when they said that he was going to be out longer. Now hearing the story, he was definitely sick with it.
Yeah.
So we'll probably see him in a couple weeks because he's got to get all back up in shape and stuff. So Braves going to be disadvantaged the first probably week or two of the season with him being out. But, until MLB says something okay, first time you do a slide fly because it's probably human nature.
Yeah.
Especially walk-off. The first walk-off, that's going to be the test.
Exactly.
Where you're just going to go out and just clap.
Nah, you're going to get excited. It's baseball. You only got 60 games. You got to celebrate those kind of wins.
So it's going to be interesting to watch. So, and then, next on our topic is not tomorrow night, so Thursday night, opening night, Yankees and Nationals. Well, we do have a ceremony first pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, so Dr. Fauci is going to be throwing out the first pitch in the Yankees-Nationals game, which, I get it. He's one of the most popular guys right now since everything's been closed, and he's got to talk about COVID.
And he has been announced as called himself a Nat superfan. Right. He wore the Nationals mask at recent in pictures and stuff. So they pretty much said Dr. Fauci has been a true champion of our country during this pandemic and throughout his distinguished career. So it's only fitting that we honor him by kicking off the 2020 season with the defending World Series championship title with him throwing out the first pitch.
Yeah, so the Nationals, they took to Twitter and made that response, and, they really think highly of him. And, hey, I'm not too upset about the whole thing. If you want this guy to throw out the first pitch, whatever.
Yeah, nothing special we were watching on TV,
right?
Which usually don't get to see the first pitch usually on TV.
They might this time. I don't
know.
So
this is gonna be something special because they're gonna raise the banner. There's no rings. They already got those.
Raise the banner.
So they'll raise the banner, then they'll probably do the first pitch, and it's just weird.
If they raise the banner, can we do the boo noise? Can we get that boo?
We'll try it. I'll be watching Thursday. Hit that boo button, see what happens.
Yeah,
and then with that, the button. Yankees fans are going to be in every game they play.
Oh, yes.
God, it's going to be annoying.
Yes, that's all right. You know what? I'm just glad there's baseball back. I don't care what fans are there. I'll be in a room full of Yankees fans. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm glad because at first we didn't look like we were going to have baseball.
Yeah, we're going to be doing KBOs
all year. So
exactly.
And let's go and talk about some game action.
Yeah, let's talk about some recaps. This summer camp is what they're calling it.
So pretty much. What we'll say the last 3 days we've had exhibition games Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. There's stuff. Of course, there's games going on today, and then also tomorrow. Then regular season starts Thursday.
Right. So one of the first games that stuck out to us was the Phillies and Nationals, and this stuck out for the main reason was Scherzer.
Yes.
What happened?
Scherzer went 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, 7 earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 Ks. He gave up 2 home runs in the first 2 innings.
That's not like Scherzer, man. Yeah, and he gave up some absolute bombs. Yeah. I think he gave one.
First it was G.D. Glorious, and then Harper hit that moonshot.
Yeah, Harper crushed one, and D.D. Glorious absolutely. They're all over it.
Yeah.
If Scherzer, if this was July and the season was going, I would not expect anybody to be doing this to Scherzer.
And a lot of people are worried about the Scherzer because Scherzer usually is a little sluggish at first and then gets going. So is this a sign that he's still going to be sluggish coming out the gate?
Yeah, that's he's not the only one. There's a lot of guys who say they start slow and they end up catching up about this time of the year. A lot of people are like, I have a bad April. That's just who I am. So they're going to have to get over that real quick and get going because, like me and Alan said, this is a race. The team that gets hot the fastest is going to be the ones to watch out for. So that's why I'm very open-minded to somebody who I'm not even thinking about winning this year because it can absolutely happen.
Yeah. So same game. Arenado, his final tune-up before the season started, he did 5 innings, but only gave up 1 hit, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 4 Ks. So pretty much he's in form. And then, of course, Harper went 1 for 3 with his 3-run home run. And Soto went 0 for 3 with 1 RBI.
That's fine. I'm not too concerned about the batters right now. I mean, they're going to get their groove, but 0 for 3, he had an RBI, so it's not like the worst thing in the world. Harper hit a home run. He went 1 for 3. That's fine. These guys are going to pick it up. I'm thinking we're going to see 1 or 2 things during these games. We're going to see either a lot of runs or no runs. It's going because either they're going to be hot or they're not. But based off of what we're seeing so far, there's going to be some runs scored.
Yeah, and through some of these games that we're going to talk about, the recaps is some people went straight bullpen the whole games, like to see who's going to make it, who wasn't. Like I know one of them was Giants. I think last night game they went literally at 1 pitcher for each inning got to at bat to pitch. So we'll see what happens with that. So the next one is the Yankees at Mets. This was Saturday game.
Yeah, well, this might be the Saturday game, but I think I watched a couple of the games. One of the games was at Citi Field, and the other one was at Yankee Stadium.
Yep.
But this one in particular, Alan's talking about. Porcello went 5 innings, had 6 hits, 3 earned runs, and 3 Ks. King went 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, and 3 Ks.
Yeah, so pretty much King is the possibility to make the team. He looks solid, so we'll see what the Yankees do. Of course, they sit down one of their top prospects today, their pitcher. So I guess maybe King made it. We'll see. They're filling out the final, the pretty much roster now. Like it's kind of
exactly. The thing that stuck out to me about this series was Aaron Judge. Yeah, I don't think it was on the Saturday game.
No, he played the Sunday game.
But he had 2 home runs.
Yep.
And they're pretty good shots. And then not only that, Giancarlo Stanton came up, and when I saw him at first, I was like, "Hold on, what's happening here?" The guy looks small. He's usually like a huge, muscular guy, but he thinned out. But it seemed not to affect him because he hit an absolute bomb to left center into upper deck.
Yeah. So pretty much in that game, Sanchez, Stanton both homer, then Judge homer twice.
Okay. I didn't know Alan had all the games down here.
I had a few, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, man, that game, our Mets are getting beat up. We need to get out of this funk and get into a groove. The Yankees are looking like they're ready to go.
And a lot of the Sunday game was pretty much relief pitchers. There was no starter. One of our friends who Yankees fans was talking junk to us. I'm like, you're talking about a AAA relief pitcher that y'all took deep. Like, I'm not worried about this. So another game was that kind of stuck out to me is White Sox and Cubs. They're used to, and then White Sox are getting hot. They won 7-3. Their catcher Grandal went 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. So they're trying to figure stuff down there.
Right. And we all think, me and Alan, I don't know, everybody has the same opinion, but I think the White Sox could absolutely have a good run this year.
And then the 2 games the Dodgers have played so far have been slaughters.
Right. Well,
the first game was Arizona and Dodgers. Marte hit a home run for Arizona, but then Bellinger went 3 for 4 with a grand slam and 5 RBIs.
Okay, yeah.
He is straight MVP ready. He's ready to go.
Well, yes, Bellinger is absolutely the favorite to be the MVP this year. I think I saw on MLB Tonight or ESPN, one of those where they had people picking who they thought was going to be MVP. Bellinger had all the votes. All of them. Yeah. It was nuts. Another game that I wanted to talk about that Alan's probably not thinking about because it's nothing special is Baltimore and Phillies. It was 4-1. But the reason I want to talk about it is because I got Pedro Severino went 1 for 3 with a home run, and I got a minor league ball with his autograph. So I was hoping a kid would make some noise. Do you think he's going to be the catcher? Or at least a backup?
He could be solidly the catcher there for this year until their top prospect makes the team possibly next year.
And we're not talking about
Adam Rich.
That guy, not the other kid. What's his name that we were trying?
Oh, Chance Sisco.
Chance Sisco.
No, he's about done.
That's sad, man. That's so sad.
So, then the other big game stuck out. Of course, Nationals in Baltimore. Strasburg, 5 innings, 6 hits, only gave up 1 earned run and 6 Ks.
Yeah.
So he pretty much, he's ready
Solid.
to go.
He's
And then
solid.
Howie Kendrick, didn't let off from the World Series run. He went 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs in the DH slot.
Yeah, so me and Alan were talking about this before we started recording. So as of right now, it looks like Scherzer is going to get the nod for opening day,
Yep.
which I don't recall, but I think he's gotten the opening day start the last 2 or 3 years.
Since he's been there.
And Alan made a great point. Strasburg was the World Series MVP. He basically carried the team. He did his thing. He should get the start. He's been with them his whole career.
He just resigned. Why not?
Yeah,
Give him a shot.
and he's obviously looking a lot better right now. I would start him, especially against the Yankees.
Yeah.
I understand that Scherzer has a name attached to him, and it's Scherzer. But as of right this second, I think Strasburg earned a nod.
Yeah, I would have gave Strasburg look, you earned it. You had a great World Series.
Got
Here
a
you go.
contract, everything.
Yeah, it was just a couple years ago when they gave Syndergaard the nod for the Mets, even though DeGrom was technically better, but he had a better end of the year. They gave him the nod for opening day.
Exactly.
It's if you earned it, Strasburg, I think earned it. But yes, Max it has the clout. So, and then the other, I think there was the other. What is the other Dodger game I had? Oh yeah, last night game. So Arizona and Dodgers again. It was 1-12.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, and that's
Peterson,
crazy.
Betts, Taylor all hit home runs. Their pitcher.
Urias?
Yeah, went 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 Ks. It's and then the pitcher for Arizona who started gave up 4 innings, but 6 hits and 5 earned runs. It's
Yeah, it's crazy, man. We'll get into who we think's going to be coming out of these leagues a little bit later, but the Dodgers are going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough to beat.
I know it's just summer camp preseason, but that team is they're
Stacked.
ready. They're hungry.
And their biggest thing, I think, what shocked everyone today was their top prospect, Gavin Lux, is not making the team. They sent him to the other camp.
That's okay. Well, I understand they're doing that. That is not going to last very long.
No,
because
I was wondering
a
if he
lot of
wasn't-
people have him as the rookie of the year.
Yes.
I don't. So
I don't either.
But I would say
But that
about
shocked me.
80% of people had him picked.
I understand they have a lot of at-bats, and everyone thought he was going to get the second base nod, but I think because there are so many outfielders, assuming Max Muncy, they can't move him from there.
Right, but what about their DH slot? Do you think, because Muncy or somebody could be a DH or Jock Peterson, or did they still have him? God, I don't know.
Yeah, they have Jock.
I'm just saying, somebody could be moved around as a
Yeah,
DH and he could be in there.
It was a shocker that came out today.
Do you think this has anything to do with his eligibility?
No. I think it's their time to win. It's time to win. They're running out of time. And
Well, yeah, if it's anybody's time, this is their time for sure.
Maybe they don't think they'll get as many at-bats at first, and they'll call him up here soon. But you would think he'd be on the roster now since there's 30 people on the roster, and they're going to start shrinking
especially
in a couple weeks.
especially since we're only 60 games. I'd throw him in there right now, get as hot as you can, so you can run with the season.
Yeah.
You can't come in and have a 30-game season and okay, yeah, that's not going to work.
So that's going to be the biggest factor when we talk about our awards is when you Rookie of the Years, they need to start day one to try to win the Rookie of the Year awards. So speaking of some injury reports, we're going to start talking about, first one is the big one everyone still has questions about is Anthony Rendon with the Angels.
Yeah, Rendon's not ready to go. He hasn't been in the lineup. He's still dealing with his oblique soreness resulting from a swing in an intra-squad game last Wednesday. So I don't know. Do you think he'll be ready for opening day?
I think he's going to try. He's going to try his hardest. And so Joe Madden believes that, yeah, he's probably sore, doesn't want to stress it, but he's knowing, Rendon, he's probably going to push it and try to play opening day.
Okay. Another big one, Cole Hamels.
Yeah. This was the back end starter for the Braves, and he's going to be a while, is what the manager of the Braves said.
In January he had a setback.
Yep.
So he had
It's a shoulder.
Tendonitis, tricep tendonitis, but his shoulder. So he's got a couple injuries. You can't pitch like that. So that's going to be a big one for the Braves because they need Cole Hamels.
Yeah, so if you're losing Cole Hamels, and then, of course, King Felix does not want to play because of coronavirus, so now their possible 2 back-end starters are gone, so now they have to go to the young pitching prospects, which they have a slew, but will they step up? That's going to be the question.
Yeah.
So another one we got to watch for is injured Byron Buxton.
Byron Buxton, I know, man.
Former top prospect,
Well, I had high hopes for him, mainly because Alan snagged us some autographs. But
yeah, he hasn't played since his left strain in the inter-squad game on July 13th. He's been able to take some runs, some swings during a workout on Monday, but it's still unclear if he's going to return for opening day. So it's kind of like that watch and wait kind of see with him.
Yep.
So, and then next we have with the Giants, we have 2 players for them. We have Brandon Belt and Evan Longoria.
Oh, yeah. Well, Longoria's kind of been on the downward slope recently.
Yeah.
So it's not huge, but Brandon Belt's a pretty big loss, I think.
Yeah, so, first baseman Belt sore right heel, and third baseman both will begin the season with a 10-day injured list to give them both time to ramp up for the regular season.
Okay.
And the next one, I think, is athletics. Is kind of like,
Shoulder.
Yeah, with AJ Puck, top prospect. He looked good from coming back from Tommy John last year, and then now he flew to LA to get his shoulder looked at.
Right, he's got a shoulder strain. He's on the 10-day injured list. I hope it's nothing more. But that's we'll get an update as soon as we hear something more.
Yeah, and then Orioles, they have 2 people there, which sucks. John Means, third place Rookie of the Year vote last year. This is going to be his first opening day nod, and then now he's injured.
Yeah,
some right arm fatigue.
Yeah, last year he finished second in the AL Rookie of the Year award. He had a 3.6 ERA and 31 appearances. With 27 starts. Like you said, that's pretty big, especially when you're talking about the Orioles.
Yeah.
The Orioles need all the help they can get. This is not a guy you need hurt. He's got to be healthy. He's got to be playing.
Yeah, and then the other guy, Steve Wilkerson, had to leave the Sunday game against the Phillies. He's going to have his left finger injured and come out to be fractured. So uncertainly, he might not play this season at all.
That's sad.
And little fractures. You think, okay, they might be out a month or 2, but you think that's all we got.
That's all we have, yeah.
It's crazy. And then next.
This one.
Well,
there's a couple, but one of these guys.
So Jet Lowry was placed on the 10-day injured list on Monday with his left knee discomfort. He's only played in, 9 games last season, so he signed a 2-year, $20 million contract prior to last season.
Yeah, this guy is never healthy. I think he either needs to retire or, like people are saying, he doesn't want to play for the Mets. I don't know which it is.
So the funny thing is he was described full to go early in spring training.
Yeah.
Summer camp, and looked like he was good to go. The next thing, this came out of nowhere. Like he had a brace on. He's still not running 100%, so maybe it's just time to give him time to get 100%. And the other one is everyone was shocked as this came out as we end up recording last week.
Yeah, man.
Got us scared for a second.
At the end of our recording last week, me and Alan were done. We're like, no.
So DeGrom had back tightness. So he was listed day-to-day. There was nothing on the MRI, but he has felt no soreness in his back on Saturday, and then when he threw a bullpen session.
Yeah, he threw like a simulated game, and they were saying it was Jacob being Jacob. So
the only thing he said, he suggests he might only throw 85 pitches during the opener instead of around 100. So,
and I'm okay with that. The only thing I'm not okay with is if he throws these 85 pitches, and the guy who has to make up the slack is Familia, and then Familia does Familia things.
Yeah,
that would not be good.
And the last one is for the Twins, Jake Ozzini, scratched from a scheduled interleague start Saturday due to upper back tightness, and now he's considered day-to-day.
Okay.
So,
well, then you got the Cubs, Anthony Rizzo and Jose Quintana.
Yes.
So,
Rizzo's dealing with his lower back tightness for nearly 2 weeks, so we'll see if he's good to go for opening day.
Yeah, and then Jose, he's got stitches on his finger, so he sustained a laceration in the thumb while washing dishes in Miami.
Yeah, but it hit a nerve, so that's the big thing. It hit a nerve.
Another one we have is Jordan Zimmerman from the Tigers. He has a forearm strain.
Yeah, so he's been placed on the 45-day injured list, which most likely could end his career with the Tigers since his last year of his 5-year, $110 million deal that he signed.
Yeah, I know. When me and Alan saw Jordan Zimmerman, it was right after he signed his big deal. We saw him down here in AAA Norfolk. We got his autograph. We got to see him play. I kind of had a feeling he was on a downward slope because he was crushing it until then. And you just never know. An injury can do that to you.
What else we got for injury news?
Yeah, so I forgot to mention, right before we started recording, there was a couple more injuries that popped up, and it's not looking good because the Braves have already missed out on a couple of pitchers. Well, guess what? They got 2 more injured on the 45-day DL. Jacob Webb with a shoulder and Phil Pfeiffer with bone contusion.
Ooh.
So, yeah, man, that's not looking great for them. Better for the Mets, but it's tough when your team relies on pitching to be good. I know their offense is great, but you have to have pitching to get through this.
Yeah. 45 days. That's pretty much the season.
Yeah.
Come back like the last 2 weeks before playoffs start.
All right. Well,
Decisions. So as you know, summer camp is winding down. Like, what do you take from it? Like, what do you think this 3-week sprint?
so
to
if I can sum up summer camp in one word, it would be short.
Yes.
It was short. I mean, I felt like they barely got started, and guess what? Season starting.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like second or third day it was inter-squad games. Like it was like, and the cool thing that we've gotten so far has been like the videos from the catcher mound. Like I think what is that? I think the Brewers put on their YouTube or MLB put on their YouTube or something. I saw where they pretty much have like a GoPro or something on the catcher like during like part of the game. They took in like just kind of show the videos and stuff, right? Which was cool.
Yeah.
And and it's gonna be different. This crazy like we said, like the Red Sox having their suites as
Locker rooms.
their locker room.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hope more teams are doing that. It makes sense.
Especially if you don't have fans there.
Yeah, the
I mean,
cutouts for fans.
Yeah, I like the cutouts, man. I keep thinking about getting one because I was watching the game the other day in Citi Field, and there wasn't that many cutouts out there. I was like, hey, man, there's still some space. What's up?
And then I love today. We talked about before is the cutout the Mets did.
Yeah. So
for the photographer
right,
for the New York.
Anthony Cossia.
Yes.
He was a longtime photographer with the Mets. I guess he passed away
due to COVID.
and they're going to honor him. They're going to give him a cutout. Let's at least take
and it's in the photo spot, like where he would be, like
perfect.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Awesome. And before the second game that Mets and Yankees played, they did a moment of silence for him because he was just in New York. He did both teams.
Okay.
So it was, but something special that Mets did. His cutout's gonna be there all year. It's gonna be something special. So it's gonna be interesting. So this is where the fun begins.
Oh yeah, here we go.
So with the 6-game season, we figure we've watched the injuries. Now we have to start doing our picks.
Yeah, we got to pick who we think's going to happen. I know you heard us talk about this, but that was back in like December or January.
Yeah, full season, no injuries hardly. Like Syndergaard wasn't hurt.
This is a different animal.
Players not opting out. Like
exactly,
it has changed a little bit. I bet if I go back and pull my list or watch it, it's gonna be a little different, probably a little bit.
All right, so let's start out with the AL.
So the AL East.
All right, you want to know
who you got in fifth? I'm pretty sure I got the same person.
Well, I got the Yankees.
Is it winning the division?
Winning. I just picked the winners. Okay. I got the Yankees winning the division.
Okay, I do not.
Okay, well let's hear it.
I have the Tampa Bay Rays winning the division,
and that was a solid second.
Yes, so pretty much I have Tampa Bay Rays going 34-26, and Yankees finish right behind them at 33-27.
Okay.
That's how close I feel like you can pick. Like, a lot of the people who are out there picking teams are torn between the two because they're that good, and Rays have that good pitching. Yankees had pitching, and then with Severino injury and stuff, and we don't know who's going to be pitching. It's that question mark. Yes, they have the bats. Now, they have a great bullpen, but the starters, it's who's going to get hot first.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting.
Well, okay. Yeah, no, I don't dislike that pick at all because if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be one of those two teams. Absolutely. I'm not discounting any other teams. Like I said, 60 games. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, but the Blue Jays have a big disadvantage this year.
Yeah, if you think about it, like really between Rays and we'll say I have Blue Jays at fourth, you're talking 6 games. I have Blue Jays at 28-32 and Rays at 34-26. That's how close.
Well, who do you got in third?
Red Sox. I have them finished
Red
at
Sox, yes.
30-30.
Okay.
I finished about 500.
That's fair.
Because I feel like they might get a little more lucky. And like I said, and then Blue Jays are now even more disadvantaged with the not having a home place. So
yeah, it's crazy.
Next one would be the Central. I did not change my pick.
Okay.
I have the Twins still winning it.
Okay. I have the White Sox winning it. And my reasoning behind it is, yes, the Twins are beast, but the White Sox just have no ceiling. They can go as high as they can possibly get.
Yes.
And this would be the year for them to do it.
Yeah. I do have White Sox only finishing 1 game behind them as well.
So it's tight, yeah.
Yes. It's tough. 60 games. It's
real tough. We're really guessing because 60 games, any team gets hot. An 8-game win streak changes your whole look.
And an injury changes the whole
platform.
Especially who it is.
Exactly. One person gets injured, if it's a key player, that's a wrap.
Yeah. So next one's the AL West. With AJ going down, I had to pick Houston.
No, I get it. I just can't pick Houston, and my thought process is now there's a short season, anything can happen. So I picked the black horse here is going to be the Angels.
Oh, you went dark.
I did, and it's just because of the talent mixed with the short season. I like the anything can happen factor in this.
Yeah.
But
if I remember correctly, I had Oakland winning because of AJ and all of them coming out. Now with AJ missing time, that's a big pitching arm that they're going to be missing. So I figure Oakland's going to finish a couple games behind Houston. And then with Seattle and Texas, I don't think there'd be a factor. And then Angels, my biggest factor is going to be Trout.
Yeah. I'm assuming he's playing.
With his wife having the baby, who knows how long he might be out.
That's true.
For the birth. And then if they make him maybe quarantine away from the team, like we don't know that. Like if he step away from the team. I'm just basing it off of if he's playing, he's not going to take time. But you're right. You don't know. But like I said, I have Angels finishing third. It's 4-game difference.
Right.
It's
still
not going to be this big season where you have a 10-game lead.
Probably not. Yeah,
it's going to be a couple. It's coming down to the final week,
and that's what's going to make it interesting because everybody's going to be on each other's heels.
Yeah, it's like okay, so and so's only 2 games out with 4 to play. Like who's going to do it? And my thing is, we could see a possibility of multiple playing games when it comes to playoffs.
Yeah, that would be
crazy.
Talk
about that,
and then it could be a bunch of what ifs.
Yeah. So the next thing. All right, so next we have the National League picks.
Oh, you don't want to go the wild card?
We can talk about that after all our picks, and we'll go break down the playoffs.
Okay.
So for the NL East, who do you have?
I don't know, man. It's hard to pick an NL East winner. I got to go with my boys. I got to go with the Mets. I can't not. I can't not. I mean, if anybody has a chance, we're not out of it.
Well, I have the Mets only winning by 1 game over the Braves. And if remember, I tagged you in the post, the MLB.com post. They have Nationals, Atlanta, and Mets all tied for the same record by their projections. Like it's going to be close.
And they have those all tied, and they're not even thinking about the Phillies. The Phillies could absolutely do the same.
Yeah, like
it's tough.
I have Phillies going 30-30, Nats going 32-28. Same with Atlanta. Then us getting in at 33-27.
Right,
I feel it's that close.
Like
it's be
4 games, 3 games out.
Yeah, it's going to be close. Like no matter what. And then with the Central, a lot of people were tossed and torn between this division that I've seen people predictions.
Yeah. You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
So for the NL Central, I picked the Reds. And the reason I picked the Reds is because of their pitching. Yes. They got Luis Castillo, Sonny Gray, Trevor Bauer. They got Wade Miley, Anthony Desfonte. And they added power to their lineup.
Yeah. I picked the Reds as well, and by 1 game over the Cubs. I think, St. Louis is going to take a step back with losing Ozuna, was a short game. Brewers, unfortunately, I think they're going to get a couple steps back. And it's weird. Brewers, who, were within a game of World Series 2 years ago, might finish 4th in this division, how I have it.
They might.
It all depends on who gets hot. If Yelich comes out swinging, they get all. But, they're older teams, so this could be one of the last runs for some of the younger people who take over. So it's going to be interesting to watch. And then the West, do we
even have to talk about this?
Because this division is so weak when I started picking my whole.
Even if the division isn't weak, this team is just that good that you cannot go against them. I can't pick against the Dodgers right here. Yeah. It's got to be the Dodgers.
Yeah, it's the Dodgers. I have them winning by, I think, 4 or 5 games over the Padres at second.
And it'll probably, at least.
Yeah, and it's even more. Who knows with those possibilities, that lineup and everything. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and like you said, Bellinger's on his tear still. He's not stopping.
Yeah, so, all right, so then what we need to talk about is the AL playoff predictions. So the wild card game, since I had the Rays winning the division, I have White Sox at Yankees.
Okay, cool. I got the wild card. I got the Rays and the Twins.
Okay. So I have the Yankees winning that one. I just feel like, they'll probably throw Garrett Cole out there for the 1-game playoff against the White Sox, and I think they'll handle it. That's how I have it.
Okay. I mean, I didn't really pick the winners all the way. I think at the end of it, I picked my World Series pick. So,
okay. So then, of course, I have, Yankees at Houston, with Yankees taking it at 5, getting, payback from last year. And then Twins and Rays playing, and I think Rays is going to win it in 5.
Okay.
I think that pitching is just could do it in a 5-game series against the Twins.
Okay.
Then ultimately it's going to be Yankees and Rays, which it'd be, division rival for the AL, and I think Rays is going to get it in 7.
Wow. You really think the Rays are that good, man?
I think Rays can do it. If this is going to be the year, I think Rays can do it.
All right. Hey, I'm with it.
They've been sneaky. They've been 100 games last couple of years. I think they can finally put together. The young pitchers are all there. They're ready.
It just depends. Like you said, whoever gets hot. Because like I said, I absolutely believe in both teams. So
it's
going to be
used to playing with no fans.
Exactly. It's a hard. It's going to be a hard one for me to pick. But all right, let's go on.
So who do you have for your AL coming out of the AL?
Oh.
So I have the Rays coming out of the AL.
Okay, Alan has the Rays coming out of the AL. As much as it hurts me, I have to pick the Yankees here. I just can't. I'm looking at the teams. I'm not trying to favor one team over the other. So I think the Yankees are going to do it this year.
Okay. All right, so the NL playoffs. So the wild card game, I have Atlanta and Cubs.
Yeah, so this is the only wild card game. This is the only game I picked, obviously. But
yeah.
I got the Braves and the Brewers. I know you aren't with the Brewers right now. I'm trying to go. Look. Everything I'm thinking about is based on 60 season.
Yeah.
Who gets hot, who's not. So I'm trying to go against the grain.
Yeah. So my wild card with Atlanta and Cubs, I have Atlanta winning.
Yeah.
The young, one of those pitchers I'll throw out there. I figure they can get over the Cubs because Cubs, they really don't have that pitcher if you think about their team.
Yeah.
Darvish gave up a lot of earned runs the other night. John Lesnar is at the end of his career. Alex, it's like, who's going to be that pitcher that Cubs can depend on?
Right. Well, even if they could depend on the pitcher, in my wild card game scenario, I also have the Braves because I think the Braves are that good. If it wasn't for the Mets, the Braves are going to win that division, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They still can. I think the Braves are going to be a really hot team. I put them in the same category this year as I would the White Sox. Young and hungry, they're going to have chances.
Yeah. So then, of course, with Atlanta winning the wild card game, they're going to face the Dodgers in the first round.
Yeah, bye them.
And Dodgers in 4.
Well, that would be crazy. You think so?
I think they'll give them 1.
I don't know, man. The Braves, think about it. We're in a short season. Their team is good. Just because it's the Dodgers don't automatically mean they're going to win.
No, I was thinking because
I know, but I think
Dodgers are just, especially what St. Louis did to Atlanta
I'm gonna tell you what,
of their playoffs.
I actually would love to see that situation, and I think it'll go the distance. And the reason why is because you're going to have Acuna Jr. and Bellinger playing each other.
Yeah.
That's going to be the lineups for years to come. That's what people are going to want to see. That's going to be a good matchup.
Yeah. So then the other one, of course, is Reds and Mets. And I have Mets winning it in 5.
Hey, yeah.
Because they have, I think, better pitching. I think they'll be more hungry. And yes, and all the Reds pitching, a good chunk of them, they're done with the Reds after this year.
Yeah.
They're 1-year deals or 1 year left on the deals.
But that could be the extra push they need to get through this year and win it.
Yeah.
But,
So then after that, of course, I have Mets versus Dodgers. And it was hard for me to say, but I had Dodgers winning it in 7.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough.
Like, especially what the Dodgers did last 2 days of summer camp. I know it's just summer camp, but just watching that lineup, 2 different lineups, each person had at least 1 grand slam in each game.
Sick.
Like, they get on base, like, real quick, and then boom. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, man.
Is this what we're going to have to deal with?
Yeah, I really would like to see another team step up in this short season. It's going to be tough beating the Dodgers.
Yeah.
It sure is.
So then, ultimately, I have Dodgers and Rays.
In the World Series?
In the World Series.
And you got the Tampa Bay?
No, I have Dodgers in 7. Get out and finally getting that title they've been crushing for the last, 4 years?
Yep. So as much as I didn't want to go with popular opinion, I'm looking at these teams. I'm really thinking about it. And in my World Series matchup, I got the Yankees going there against the Dodgers, which is what people want to see and what could absolutely happen.
Yes.
And as much as I hate to say it, I have the Yankees getting number 28.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought they were done at the beginning of the year when we were talking about first preseason when people were getting injured and pitchers are going to be out. They need a pitching.
The pitcher's out.
They didn't have any pitching.
What's going on? And then with Aaron Judge, the injury situation,
and
they lucked
Giancarlo
out.
Stanton and all of this.
They got lucked out with COVID.
But when I'm watching them in summer camp, I know it's just preseason, but they're looking like they're hungry and they're ready to win it.
Yeah. And the biggest factor is they try to get the best record they can and get home field because, they're much better at home.
So enjoy this one, Yankees fans, because I got you guys winning number 28 as much as I hate to say it. I hope it doesn't happen, but on paper, it looks good.
Yeah. So now we talk about the AL awards. We decided to do 3 awards: Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, and MVP.
Yep.
So for the AL Rookie of the Year, I don't think a lot of people have this man who I have.
Well, hold on. Could we have the same guy?
Luis Roberts of the Chicago White Sox?
I was about to say, no, I don't have him. Most people had, what's his name? Was it the guy who's got sent down, or is that
NL.
No, okay. Well, obviously, my Rookie of the Year is not the popular pick either. I have Casey Mize.
Okay.
I think he could do it. It's a short season. This is why I'm going with against the grain.
My thing is with him, is he going to have the production behind him to get wins?
Look at DeGrom. I don't care about wins. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about talent.
The way Luis is hitting bombs.
Hey man, it can happen.
And a lot of people think that he could be something like Mike Trout.
He could be
a prospect wise.
No. I'm not saying that his ability is not going to be superstar status. I'm thinking about this year, right now, who could possibly get it done. He's going to be great.
And then my thing is with White Sox, I have him in the wild card game. That could be more influence. Like he helped that team get over that hump. That's why I was like,
I like the pick, man.
Especially with him stumbling over after hitting a home run, and you have to get up and like, oh, I hit it out.
Yeah,
like, he has the power. Everyone's said like this is the kid that we need to watch.
Well, like I said, preseason, I'm liking the White Sox. Yeah. So yes, absolutely.
Cy Young.
Oh, yeah. Who do you
got? Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
I think he should have won last year, and I think he'll do it this year, especially with that lineup. He'll get even more wins. Unfortunately, I think he could have got 20 wins this year with that lineup if they played a full season.
I agree. He is obviously the favorite going into this season.
Clearly.
But I'm not looking at that. I told you guys we got 60 games to play, and I think these young guns are going to show you something special. I have Shane Bieber.
I could see that happening.
I could too. I mean, obviously, yes.
Yeah. Shane could be in that 3. Yeah, he would be my top 3.
Right.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, obviously, we know that the guy you picked is obviously number 1, is supposed to be.
Yeah.
But you know what? I got him in the mix.
Yeah. Bieber is definitely, with Cleveland trading their 2 pitchers last year, everyone thought, like, what are they doing?
Exactly.
And then Bieber just stood up, made the All-Star game, started the All-Star game, and did not look back.
He's going to make it his team.
So definitely, he could be that guy. And then MVP. Who do you got for MVP?
Well, I'm assuming we have the same guy here. Well, maybe not.
Nope.
Okay.
I doubt we do.
Okay. I have Mike Trout. Until he shows me he's not the best player to play the game right now, he's going to be my pick.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the short season and then him possibly missing time because his wife's having the baby.
I understand.
I couldn't pick him because I feel like he could miss like a week. Maybe the baby morning
would
be a couple days. And with this short season, all games are going to count. I'm giving my edge to Alex Bregman in Houston.
He
came in second last year. I think he'll have something maybe to prove. And then
maybe
if Trout steps away, we'll see. Yeah.
Look, that's a good pick. Obviously, Bregman is good. When he's not cheating, I hope he's good. But like I said, if Trout's in the game, I got to go with him.
He plays pretty much all of them, but like misses like 1 or 2 games.
Right.
Because he lucks out because the baby's born. Like they have an off day, and then he takes like 2 games off.
Could be.
He could get lucky, but it all depends. Like, does he? And then Trout could be like, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, but my thing is, not only does he's always in the running, he's doing great.
Yeah.
His team has been improved. His team is getting better. He's got guys around him who can make him shine even more. So that's why I think Trout's got a really good shot again.
Oh yeah, definitely. So now with the National League Awards. So my rookie of the year is definitely feels better because a lot of people have Gavin Lux of the Dodgers. Now he's not even making the team.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Right about the time we were recording, Alan told me that Gavin Lux is not
making the team.
Not right now. So he could still get pulled up. He could still be the rookie of the year. Everybody has him picked as it.
Yeah.
But I did not pick him because, like I said, we're going against the grain. So who do you have?
I have that Asian.
You got Akiyama?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think with the Reds, they can pull the division this year, and I think he could be the factor and win Rookie of the Year.
You know what? I might be related to this guy. My mom's maiden name is Akiyama.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be some shit.
That would be cool. So the guy I'll talk about, I think his name is Shogo.
Yes.
So Shogo Akiyama, he played in Japan. He's 32 years old. He's going to be an older rookie.
Yeah.
But he's getting it done over there. I mean, he gets about 24 home runs and about 90 RBIs. He hits good. You know, all the guys that we get from Japan are all around good players. You're right. With this season and his
Reds,
talent, absolutely. I really thought about him for a second, man. I was like, this guy's pretty good.
Gavin Lux was a good option, and then I thought about Dustin May with Dodgers as well, and I'm like, who else is a good?
So Shogo.
And I'm like, you know what? I think he could do it because he is older. It's not like he's got pitching.
Well, so he's like, what, 31, 32? He's in his prime, and he knows what he's doing.
And the Reds, I think, could steal that division out of nowhere with the pitching and everyone they added.
That's crazy to think about. I just thought about it. A Japanese player came over to the Reds. That normally doesn't happen.
Yeah, usually the West Coast team.
Exactly, because when Darvish came, he went the farthest east, and that was in Texas.
Texas,
exactly.
Of all teams.
So that is interesting alone.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's a great pick, man. I like it. Write that down, everybody. Akiyama might win the Rookie of the Year this year.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I picked somebody else, though. I didn't go with Lux. I went with Carter Kaboom. He's the Nats' new third baseman. He is 22 years old. He's got this new opportunity with Rendon gone. It's time for him to shine. He's been hyped up. He's taking over third base.
Is he
I like
taking third base?
Well, I don't know. I'm assuming he's taking third base.
I would think, I was worried.
They're going to find a spot for the kid.
Yeah, there's most likely he'll take third. If not for, I forgot who the other player they're considering. I'm like, well, if he gets the role, and everyone's been talking about this prospect for a while,
That's what I'm saying. This guy is getting hyped up, and he's on the championship team, the Nationals. And even though they lost Rendon, their team is still great. Look at it on paper. I don't care what you have to. Everybody from Trey Turner on down is solid.
Yeah, I think that's why they let Rendon walk.
Right.
Because they went off after Strasburg and signed him first. Because they know pitching is special. And then you have this guy that could possibly replace Rendon, but let's try to go after Rendon. Let's give him some back-end money, and Rendon didn't want it, and he ended up going to Angels.
But that's what I'm saying, though. If you look at the Nationals, though, they're so good that if you throw this guy in the mix, he's got to do pretty decent because he's going to have the opportunity is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's going to have the opportunity, and I think he'll take advantage.
It's a good possibility, yeah. If he makes the team, and like I said, most likely most of these rookie of the year it's got to be make the team, start out, and get hot. Like there's no try to figure it out.
I agree. As a rookie, you got to get hot now because guess what? If you're not getting hot, they don't have time for you to go into a 10-game hitting slump. Somebody's going to have to take your spot.
Yeah. So next we have the Cy Young winner. Do we have the same guy?
I mean, I don't know about you, but everybody is hating on my boy. I got DeGrom, 3-peat.
Yes.
He's hungry. He earns it. Everybody hates on him. I was looking at ESPN and whoever else and whoever they picked. They had 4 votes go to DeGrom, and then nobody else had faith. Everybody else was going with somebody else. I was like, you guys don't have faith? He is a 2-time defending champ, and he's doing it with no run support. Give my man some run support. Let him throw a 1 ERA. You guys are going to be all over him.
Yeah, I have DeGrom as well. I feel like, it's his prime now. He's ready to go, and we're looking at a possibility of a stick with Randy Johnson was the last one to have a 3-peat.
And Randy Johnson, is a beast.
Yeah, you're talking about, I think it was 99 to 2002. He had 3 years with Diamondbacks. We're possibly looking with DeGrom. He's putting his factor in.
And not only that, DeGrom came up late. His rookie season, he was 30 years old or 20. He was up there.
Yeah, he's 32 or 3 now.
Right. So all I'm saying is DeGrom took the long path. He was a shortstop converted. He won the Cy Young Award with 10 wins. He had less than a 500. All I'm saying is he's not getting run support. He is breaking barriers by winning this award, giving his support he's getting. This year, the Mets are going to be hungry. I don't care what DeGrom has to do. He can go win 20 games out of 60, or he could win 4. Yeah. All I'm saying is he's got the opportunity. I think a 3-peat is right there. He's making his Hall of Fame.
And then a simulation game the other day, they said, well, DeGrom's back. He's doing DeGrom things. That's what
I'm saying. DeGrom is trying to make his Hall of Fame numbers there. He's trying to say, hey, look, guys, I'm going to be there.
Yeah. And then MVP, who do you got for the NL MVP?
I got Ronald Acuna Jr. I think the kid is great. I don't know how he doesn't win it.
Solid pick, yeah. I do like it. I think he definitely going to be in the top 3, if anything.
I like the kid.
Yeah, I do too. My pick, I couldn't pick no one. I picked a Dodger because I figured someone from the Dodger team.
So you picked Bellinger?
I picked someone. It could be Betts. It could be whoever is going to be the best at the Dodgers. I feel like has a chance to probably win MVP.
And you're probably not wrong because the Dodgers are going to be the team most likely going to represent the NL, and obviously somebody from there is going to have to shine for them to do so.
Whoever shines the most could possibly get the votes because they'll probably have the best record. Who had the hottest, and then like I said, we said last week, Bellinger could hit 400. Betts could possibly do it too. It depends on who gets hot. Something that factor, whoever is the best on the Dodgers could easily win it. That's why I was like, who do I pick? I'm like, I'm just gonna put Dodger because who knows who's gonna pick?
So Kershaw, could he throw it in there? I'm just saying I had Acuna Jr. But
Acuna was possibly one of my top, and I was thinking about it.
Well, if I didn't pick him, it was gonna be Bellinger.
Yeah.
So I think that's all of the awards that we have.
Yeah, we just did those 3, and then other news that kind of came out as we're coming over here.
Yeah, we got some light news. One of the stories that I wanted to talk about was my unofficial player of the week is Jorge Lopez, and the reason is because he plunked Altuve and Bregman back-to-back at bats.
Finally, everyone's wondering who's gonna be the first, and I guess little summer camp.
Exactly, but it's going to be going on.
Friday's gonna be the test.
Yeah. I mean, they'll get their on-base percentage will rise, but I don't know if their hitting percentage will.
Yeah. So and another kind of story came out is New York Mets stud rookie of the year, defending rookie of the year, Pete Alonso is going to be mic'd up for the season and going to be published on his YouTube channel.
And this is crazy. This is cool. I like this a lot because he's going to be mic'd up every single game. And people know that he's going to be mic'd up, so they're going to interact with him too.
Yeah. And I think it's cool because we said this is something that they should have done throughout the whole league.
Absolutely. They should be doing this during live games so we can hear it.
Yes, they should have had more day games most likely so kids could watch it since they're stuck at home and whatnot instead of some later games. But mic up to get kids more interested.
And that's exactly what they should do. My question was when I saw this, he's going to post his highlights to YouTube, and I was like, whoa. Is he going to get paid for this, or is YouTube going to claim this or is MLB going to claim this because MLB doesn't want anybody talking about MLB stuff? That's us. But I found out that MLB is going to help produce this and provide content, so I'm sure he has something worked out with them.
Yeah, they probably take like half the monetization if they
probably
something like that. So yeah, you have anything else?
Yeah, I got one more thing. The last thing was not kind of a side note. I don't know too much about the person, so I don't want to go into details. But the Giants have their first woman to coach in the MLB field. It was Alyssa Nacken. She became the first woman to coach at first base. She went into first base in the preseason game. Do you think this will happen in the regular season? I mean, why did they even put her on first base?
I think it's slowly just get her comfortable out there because clearly the manager said he wanted her, I think, if I believe something, in Phillies, and it was kind of pushed off.
Okay.
So that's one of the things he definitely wanted when he got to San Francisco, and I like it.
Yeah.
If you have the skills, why not? And then I feel like it's like, okay, look, you want to get your feet wet? We're going to send you out in first base.
Right, and obviously this is not no publicity stunt or anything like that. She earned her spot there, so yes, I like it.
Yeah. So pretty much that is going to be the show for this week, and it's interesting because now we get to talk about baseball again.
Finally, we get to talk about baseball. If you stuck with us through this whole time, we made it happen. But now we actually get to talk about stuff that we're talking about.
Yeah, because now it's going to be like
baseball.
There will be, on our YouTube channel, most likely there will be highlight commentary of certain clips, breakdown. Unfortunately, there shouldn't be any fights and brawls because there's been a zero tolerance for that this year.
Look, and if you're still watching, we are in my garage and it is 115 degrees in here. Please support us. We need to get an air conditioner.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. We stuck it out. We were gearing up, and then, of course, Corona happened.
Yep.
And now we are 48 hours or less than 48 hours away from meaningful baseball.
Yes.
With Yankees and Nationals at 7 o'clock on Thursday.
Who do you guys have, Yankees or Nationals?
So don't forget, put your picks in to try to win that $100,000.
Yeah, don't forget.
So if you haven't done it yet, do it tonight.
Who do you got?
I have not officially filled it. If I got to think about it, I'm going to go Yankees opening night.
I pick Yankees
Garrett
as well.
Cole is going to shut them down. I think Scherzer might mess up, and I think Yankees will take them deep.
Yeah, Scherzer get out in 5 or less.
So it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be,
Don't quote me.
And it's going to be weird. ESPN did it for the Mets game when they showed it on Saturday. They're not there. So they're going to be kind of what they did KBO, like at their home. So It's going to be an interesting season, but we can't wait, and I can't wait to talk about it more with y'all.
Can't wait to talk about real baseball, guys.
So please like, share, and subscribe. Share us with your friends, and we can't wait to see you this season and talk about baseball. See ya.
I know I'm acting stupid, but being dumb, maybe just a little bit foolish. I feel so young. Drunk, I've never seen you clearer than the